Hey, what's going on there, everybody? Monster Man Vapes coming back to ya, and welcome to another episode of the pre-made wire slash coil review series. Yep, doing another video. Haven't done one for quite some time. Yeah, I think it's about time I did another one. But this one is kind of a revisited video because, so for anybody who knows about my pre-made wire reviews, about a year ago, I reviewed the Wotofo dual core fused Clapton wire, which looking back at that video to see what gauges they used, it was dual 28 with 38 around the outside. So very small wire, springy, but it actually was very good for series coils because it ohmed out fairly high for it being nichrome. But since then, Wotofo has kind of redone that particular wire and went with a little bit more thicker gauges. So we're going to be doing another review on the Wotofo dual core fused Clapton wire, but instead, this time they're using 26 gauge as the cores and 36 gauge as the outer wrap. So let's let the intro roll, and I'll see you guys down the bottom. So see you all in a bit. Alright folks, so here we are down low with the Wotofo dual core fused Clapton wire. As you see, 20 feet is what you get, how much wire you get in the spool. Dual core fused Clapton. And here are the gauges. 26 dual with 36 on the outside, as to previously it was 28 dual with 38. I went back to my review on that one, and yeah, so they went a little chunkier with this one. Also, though, it's made out of nichrome 80, so for all those who cannot vape nichrome due to nickel allergy, then you might want to avoid this. I don't want any of y'all getting sick, because you know I care about you. So anyway, like always, it has a spool tamer here to keep the wire in check so it don't unravel on itself and cause a bunch of headaches. So why don't we pull out a little bit of this wire. And I'm obviously going to be doing a dual core, so I'm going to pull out enough to make a dual core, obviously. So, that should be enough for one coil. And there we go. That should be enough for the other coil. So, set the spool off to the side. Now, as you can probably tell, this does look like some fairly decent sized wire to make some decent sized coils. Feels good. Definitely can tell it'll be a little bit springy. There seems to be very, very clean. I don't see any gaps in the 36 gauge. It all seems to be fairly, fairly clean. So obviously the next step will be to wrap it. So, as always, I always build on 3mm bit. So, let's do 6 wraps. Alright. 1, 2, 3. It is still kind of hard for me to wrap on camera, but there's 4, 5, and 6. Is it springy? Tiny bit. Very minimal springiness, but let's try to tidy him up. There we go. Grab my nylon jaw pliers right here and put that bend in it just to make it easier to install into an RDA. Alright, first coil is done. Now time for the second coil. There's one. Oops, slipped out my finger there. 3, 4. I guess I'm a little rusty, so I haven't do a review in a while. 5 and 6. There we go. Put that bend in it. And there we go. So now we got those coils in there. But what RDA are we going to put them in, monster? I'll be a little patient. A little bit of patience goes a long way for most people. So just give me one moment here. Because the only mod I got that really works right now what I've been using. So I got to put the Addy I have previously on it. I got to take it off. And, why the hell not? Using RDA that's pretty reliable and one I've thoroughly enjoyed. And I've put a ton of coils in, which will be the Ocula. Alright, so just give me 2 seconds to take the coils out. Unscrewing the connections. Alright, I know I'm a bad singer. So anyway, get these coils out of here. There we go. And here we go. Alright, so let's get them installed. First coil. And like I showed previously with the Ocula, it's kind of a good idea to just slide the coil in there and clip. First coil in. Or should I say pre-clipped. Second coil in like so. Get in there. There you go. Thank you. Coil gods, please be on my side today. And boom. Now grab the second one. Install her. There we go. Oop. Hold on. They don't want to cooperate just yet. There we go. Hold them in. And tighten down connections. There we go. And now obviously double check just to make sure they're torqued down nice and tight. Give them a gentle pull, get them away from the posts. Looking good. Alright, looking pretty good there. So now it's time to glow these suckers even. We'll start low. 60 watts sounds good. You kind of want to go low when you first put coils in. Try and see if I can get this guy to close up a little bit. This is the one I kind of wrapped kind of spaciously, so I'm just kind of see if I can get him to close up some. Pinch and hold him down. Get him as cleanly as I can. A little strumming to get rid of those hot spots. I gotta be honest, there's not really a whole lot of hot spots in this wire. There are a few, but not too much, and they seem to be coming out rather easily. So, there we go. Still a hot spot there. Let's bump the wattage up a tad. Let's go for 85 now. Get them really going. There we go. Pinch. Looks pretty good to me. Alright. Now, obviously, next step is wicking. So get the cotton out while those cool down. And of course I use cotton bacon prime, obviously. I use cotton bacon prime or cotton bacon. I know some people don't like it, but I do. Just the way it works. It's the versatility of this industry. Am I right? All right. I think this may be too much cotton. Don't quite know yet. Seems like a good amount, except for seems to have a little knot there. So let's just kind of pull him out. There. That's in there pretty good. Not loose, but not too tight. That's the trick, people. For anybody who is still learning on rebuildables, you want your cotton to be you want a little bit of resistance, but you don't want that thing really packed in there. So, obviously trim, as I need to get me new scissors sometime soon. But we're going to have to make do with these ones, right? Alright. I mean, these cut pretty good, but not as good as I would like. Alright. Tuck them in. Looks pretty good. There we go. Bring this guy in. There we go. Clear out underneath the coil just so some air can get in there. And there we go. Fully seated in. Now let's juice it. Let's juice these bad boys up. Up, a little drippage. That happens. Especially when it comes to these needle nose gorilla bottles. They seem to want to drip a lot. But it is what it is. Alright. Get the cotton nice and saturated. There we go. Get them firing a little bit just to help soak some of that juice down into the wire. A little bit more, and that ought to do it. Alright, so we got vapor, and the final result is a 0.18, which I will feel comfortable with. A little higher. There we go, 100 watts on a 0.18. Pretty good. That speaks well to me. So, alright folks, so that is the down low build portion of the Wotofo dual core fused Clapton wire. So why don't we bring it back up to the FaceTime where I will give you my final thoughts. Alright folks, we're back here up top with the freshly built Ocula that has that Wotofo dual core fused Clapton wire. So 6 wraps on the 3, like I showed in down low. 0.17 is actually showing right now, and at 100 watts it's about 4.35 volts. Obviously I got it on the CMO F4, so airflow is 2/3 of the way open. Let's take a shot. Okay. Spat at me there a little bit, kind of caught me off guard. Okay. So at 100 watts on this 0.17, the ramp up, there's a little bit, but it's like the barest minimum of ramp up time. Flavor, it's a fused Clapton, so the flavor is going to depend. on how many wraps you do. Fused Claptons do tend to give you good flavor. The flavor of these, I would put actually, yeah, it's not like it's not the good enough flavor, or it's not better than someone like a builder who actually builds coils for people. This is basically mass produced Clapton wire for someone who is more of a budget style vapor, who just wants a good amount of wire they can make tons of coils with. Build their atomizer, wick it, juice it, and be on their way. So for looking at it from that standpoint, this wire is actually fairly good. It's not the worst wire I've tried. It's not the best, but it is good to where it would satisfy a builder or someone who uses rebuildables and does not either have the time nor patience nor hookups, as they call it now, or money to get the handmade fancy coils from coil builders who sell their coils to people. So yeah, this is actually very good for someone who looks for that convenience. I mean, the flavor is enough for me to use it again. It really is. It's easy to wrap. There wasn't very many hot spots in it, and it just, so far, all the Wotofo wires that I've reviewed, which I think I've about reviewed them all, they're, as far as a big time company making wire, this is actually another good one. I will say that. So if you are a builder who doesn't have the time nor the patience to build your own coils and just wants something that you can quickly pull some pieces out, wrap the coils, install them, get them going, and be on your way, this is actually a good buy for you. Now, I bought this from my local shop, and I paid about, I want to say 13 to 15 bucks, give or take. Is that a bad price? Well, for 20 feet of wire, it actually it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, for the wire that it is, 13, 15 bucks does not sound that bad, really. It really doesn't. So, I would say it's actually a pretty fair price. If you can find it cheaper, hey, more power to you. That's great, and I recommend it for all those builders, for those convenient builders out there. Those convenient builders is what I'll say. So yeah, guys, if you're a convenient builder that just likes to get the wire and wrap it yourself and install them and all that, definitely go check this one out. So guys, that's it. It's a pre-made wire review, so definitely recommend it. And guys, I thank you so much for watching. It feels good to be back. And as always, until next time, Mossman Vapes, signing off.